Hello guys, this is Letty. I am doing a new video. This is going to be a little bit of a change from normally what we talk about. Well, I don't normally talk about anything, but we are going to be talking about, I was talking about work related things to someone close to me recently, and I thought about this video. I said, let me do a video on that because as a person that's worked since 1996 now, um, these are the top 5 things that I feel should not be discussed at work. And trust me, I've learned the hard way, and I'm going to explain each of these as to why I don't discuss these things anymore at work. You'll be amazed at the people at work at how nasty and jealous hearted that they can be. People pay attention to you, they listen to you, they are paying attention. Even if you think they're not listening, they're listening. And misery loves company. If they feel like you're doing too well or you're succeeding more than them, because it's always a competition, whether you think so or not, you're in a competition with people. You may not want to. You didn't even know you joined the competition, but you're there, okay? Trust me, especially amongst women. So these are 5 things to keep the peace at your job. Basically, don't talk about your business, okay? That's the sum of this video. I promise you, you'll be a lot happier. So let's not, the first one on my list is salary. Boy, if I dug a deep hole for myself talking about salary. Don't discuss what you make. Anybody that asks me how much you make, I'm gonna politely tell them no, I don't talk about that. It doesn't have to be if they're offended, so what? I don't care, because I never discuss my salary with anyone. You can Google all you want. They don't know exactly what I make, and there's a reason, a very, very good reason for that. I talked about my salary one time, guys. I was at a job, not my current job, but a job a few jobs back. And for some reason, we wanted to talk about salaries. So a couple of ladies went first and then said, well, how much do y'all make? Because me and another girl work for the same company. So we were kind of, we were kind of contracted into this place. So I wasn't working for the actual place, but I was contracted in. So sometimes you do that. And so I told them what I made. And do you know that they went into kind of making fun of it? They were like, man, that's all you getting paid. I wouldn't work for a company that with that little pay. I was like, wow, I shared something that personal with you and you sit here and you roasted me about it. Like, yeah, people do that. People do that. Now, on the flip side, sometimes you tell somebody what you make. You got some people that's not making that amount. Then they go into the boss's office and complain. Well, she's getting this pay. She's getting this much pay. Why am I not getting that pay? So you got that too, but you don't want. That's why I said don't bring up the salary. Don't bring up the salary, because sometimes you'll get in trouble for disclosing your salary. The boss may pay you one thing and pay them something different. That ain't your problem. What the rate is, because I have nothing to do with the rate. If my rate is my business. So just a heads up, guys, don't discuss your salary. Just politely say, no, I don't really talk about salary, whatever. Number 2, relationships. Now, the relationships I'm mainly talking about are like your husband-wife relationship, your spousal relationships, your romantic relationships, your significant other relationships. That can run into a lot of little, if those people are not happy in their relationships or they're single, whatever, and you come to work and you're talking about how wonderful your husband is, he bought you this, he took you there, he spoils you. You got people that's sitting there at that lunch table, because this is usually where all these conversations are happening, and they're seething with resentment and jealousy and things like that, just don't give them any ammunition. Just be like, oh, my relationship's fine, and just keep it there. I talk less and less about that because people are really very cynical and very, they compare a lot. And it's just best to keep those things to yourself, guys. I'm just telling you. And you don't want to get into no really personal stuff about your relationship. That's really a personal between you and your husband or your wife or whoever your significant other is, whoever you're romantically involved with. Just keep that to yourself. Just say, yeah, it's fine, we good, and then move on. If you want to say something, you don't have to say anything really. Stop thinking that you have to explain. You don't have to. I usually divert those conversations when they start to get too personal. I just talk about the weather. I know how to switch a conversation real quick. So that's what I suggest you do. The next one is vacations. Yes. Don't talk about vacations. Just say you're going out of town. People just love to find out about your vacations. And they want to compare them. Well, if you're going out of the country, oh. And then I've had people say, I've mentioned a vacation that I was taking, and I've had people talk about the place like garbage, like it's trash. I hated that, this, that, and the other. And I didn't feel like they were advising me on it. I felt like they were just dogging it because I was going. So what I do is I don't tell people when I go on vacation. Or I give very little. I'll just say I'll be out of town, and I'll leave it there. I'll just say that. I don't give them a destination. They don't need one. You don't have to explain everything to people. They are not owed an explanation. You do have to tell your boss you need this time off for whatever. But that's it. You don't have to go into detail. If you feel comfortable with sharing that with that person that you work with, because I do have coworkers that are genuinely happy and they're nice and they're wonderful, then I'll share that with them. But it's at your discretion. I'll just advise you to less is more, okay, on these jobs, because I'm telling you. Number 4, any side businesses or whatever, any investments, things that you do outside the job is bringing you money or that you're involved with that somebody can also be mad at. If you've started another business or you're doing something, keep that to yourself because you jealous people. I'm telling you, the less you say at your job, the better. That's my advice. Just come to work, do your job, talk about the weather, talk about what pertains to the job, and just keep moving because people are just so resentful. I promise you. I'm sorry. And my last one is goals. Don't talk about your goals. I want to go back to school. I want to invest in this. I want to buy a new home. I want to have a summer home. I want to buy this. I want to buy a new car. Don't talk about that. Keep your goals like I do. Where's my book? This little book here. I put my goals in a book. And this is as far as they go. Sometimes you have to. Less is more. Less is more. I have been gotten into more conflict just sharing more at work than not sharing. So the moral of this video is keep your private things to yourself. Keep them private. You don't owe people an explanation. You don't have to give your life story when you go to work. They're not owed that. You don't have to talk about your deep, dark family secrets. That's not their business. Go to work, do your job, and you leave out. That's it. So anyway, guys, that's a video. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you have anything you want to share it in the comment section. I do read all comments. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Take care. Bye.